Wake up. Don't open your eyes. Stay still. This heartbeat, this breath, this exact moment, before sound, before scroll, before anyone else decides how your day will feel, is where the battle between circumstance and command is decided. You have 3 choices at the alarm: surrender to reaction, linger in indecision, or forge a deliberate first move. Choose to forge. Napoleon Hill studied people who built empires from nothing. He called it autosuggestion, training the mind toward a single burning objective. He didn't promise miracles. He described a method, a repeated, disciplined mental pressure that sculpts belief and directs action. Today, we're going to apply that Hillian idea to the very first minutes after you wake. If you start your day like this, your life will change faster than you imagine. Not because of a magic formula, but because you will stop handing your morning to chaos. Before I show you the full ritual, make a simple symbolic move. Type in the comments if you feel that this is your moment. I command my mind to wealth. Say it as a promise, not a prayer. It's optional. It's public accountability. It's tiny and it's powerful. Most people open their eyes and immediately hand the steering wheel to the loudest thing in the room. A notification, a headline, a friend's outrage. You inhale someone else's agenda. Within 5 minutes, your body is producing anxiety about things you cannot control, and fear about a future you haven't yet built. By the time you get to work, your mind is defending yesterday's problems, instead of building tomorrow's solutions. Contrast that with the pattern common to the most successful people Hill studied, and those who followed him. A guarded morning, deliberate thought, a short but intense moment of self-command. History shows practitioners who structured their mornings to protect creativity and clarity. Andrew Carnegie cultivated networks and clear intention. John D. Rockefeller kept strict, frugal routines. Thomas Edison created conditions for focused experiment. More recently, innovators like Steve Jobs emphasized ruthless priorities, and many modern high performers block their mornings for the most important work. These examples are not magic. They are discipline. You have 180 seconds, 3 minutes, where your mind is unusually malleable. Call it a practical window. Scientists and popular writers point to a transitional mental state early after waking as a moment when suggestion lands easily. Take that widely cited idea and use it. Do not treat it as pseudoscience. Treat it as a tool people in high-performance circles use repeatedly. Let me lead you through exactly what to do in those 3 minutes, and the next 20 to 40 minutes that together form a morning ritual that compounds. Lie still. Keep your eyes closed. Place your hand over your chest if it helps you feel the rhythm of your breath. Count nothing yet. Feel temperature on your skin. Notice where your body touches the mattress. Listen to the muffled quiet. This first silence is your shield. Now in your mind, imagine one concrete result, one finished scene. Not the process, not the steps, but the end state. Picture it like a photograph in ultra-high definition. If your main goal is financial, define a number. Don't mutter vague wishes, be precise. See the bank statement or an invoice that reads the exact figure you intend to receive. Hear the sound of the confirmation tone. Smell the place you will sit when you open that statement. Feel the fabric of the chair under you. Notice the weight of the pen in your hand. Taste the air. Let the feeling of success sit in your chest as if it were already true. Hold that image for 30 seconds. Don't explain it away. Don't critique it. Breathe into the feeling of achievement. Watch your muscles relax into the emotion of having delivered value and being compensated for it. Let gratitude arrive naturally, anticipatory gratitude, the act of thanking the unseen future for what you will create. Gratitude here is not wishful thinking. It's a signal to your mind. This is the path you are committed to. After you have the image clear, create a brief mental movie, a 10 to 20 second clip, showing you taking one small essential action that follows directly from that end state. Maybe it's hitting send on a proposal, making a call, finishing a crucial section of your product, signing a contract. Play that scene in first person, see your hands, hear your voice. Imagine the posture you will hold when you do it, the steady breath, the focused eyes. This movie does something subtle.
It tells your brain not only what the prize looks like, but what the first necessary motion feels like. Silence is the next weapon. Do not reach for your phone. Do not check messages. Give yourself a vacuum. In that vacuum, ideas that are worth millions of dollars have room to show up. This is not mystical language. It is a simple fact. Novelty, creativity, and clear plans arise when your cognitive system is not overloaded with reactive input. If you immediately throw your attention into a stream of small, urgent distractions, you will drown out the voice that whispers the next bold move. Now sit up slowly, or if you prefer, go straight to the mirror. The mirror work is short and brutal and effective. Stand close enough to look into your own eyes. The goal is identity shift. You are not practicing falsehood, you are rehearsing the behavior of a person who earns the results you want. Look hard, connect. Speak aloud. Use strong present tense declarations. Keep them specific, brief, and believable to you. Examples you can use right now. I am a decisive closer of deals. I deliver $50,000 of value this quarter. I am disciplined. I do what matters first. Today, I will complete the one task that moves my income forward. Say each one once, firmly. Keep your voice steady, low if you can.
If that feels uncomfortable, that's okay. That discomfort is a sign of identity work. Look into your own eyes and anchor the words with posture. Shoulders back, chest open, chin slightly up. This posture is not a promise to your hormones. It's a practical stance that alters how you allocate attention and how others perceive you within the first few seconds of an interaction. Biohack language is floating everywhere, and some claims are exaggerated. Frame this as a commonly used principle. Posture affects behavior. When you occupy space deliberately, you prepare your nervous system for action. Combine that with one slow, deep inhale and a long, steady exhale. Repeat 2 or 3 times. Feel your nervous system downshift from fight or flight to focused engagement. Next, the handwritten commitment. This is not a to-do list. This is a contract with yourself, written in ink. Put a pen to paper, not a keyboard, paper. There is an extra psychological weight to handwriting that many high performers mention. Write in the present tense, specific numbers, a deadline, and crucially, what you will deliver in return. Format this simple contract like this. I, your name, am earning X dollars by date. I will deliver specific product, service, task in exchange for that amount. My next step today is the one essential task. Sign it with your initials and the date. Examples. I, Alex Carter, am delivering $25,000 by September 30, 2026. I will provide an online course with 5 modules and 1 coaching cohort. Today, I will outline Module 1 and record the first lesson. I, Maya Patel, am earning $10,000 this month through 10 consulting sessions. I will reach out to 3 high-probability leads before noon. Make the goal stretch, but not delusional. The point is neural commitment. Your hand creates a bridge between intention and action. Writing the exchange clarifies value, what you give for what you receive. This prevents magical thinking and keeps the focus on deliverables. Now, anticipate. Name 2 things that will most likely derail you this week. Be painfully honest. Is it lack of time, social distractions, your own perfectionism, an unreliable process? For each probable failure, write a short contingency line. If X happens, I will do Y. Example, if I run out of time, I will reduce today's task to the one smallest action that produces measurable forward progress, sending the email. Or, if I feel resistance, I will commit to 5 minutes of focused work and then reassess. This is where the masters differ from the hopeful. You are not building a ritual to feel good. You are building a ritual to remove friction and convert intention into measurable outcomes. Napoleon Hill's idea of persistence matters most when it's backed by pre-planned strategies to survive friction. The wealthy people Hill studied were not insulated from failure. They had fallback operations ready. Spend 5 minutes on high-quality input.
Read one page from a biography of someone you respect or a strategic chapter about your craft. Not the news, not social media. Read to build your mental map. If you have no book at hand, mentally rehearse a piece of advice you would receive from someone you admire. Imagine a mastermind conversation. What would your toughest mentor say in response to your plan? What question would they ask that cuts to the heart of the matter? Answer it briefly in your head. In Hill's language, the mastermind is a group of minds aligning to solve your problem. We can simulate a miniature mastermind every morning by calling to mind the decisive inquiries of mentors we respect. Pretend you have 5 minutes with your most effective advisor. What would they demand you prove? The answer will shape your next step. Identify the single most important task for the day, the one that, if completed, makes the rest of the day significantly easier or moves the needle toward your financial goal. Label it the one essential task. Make it the first thing you will attack when you finish your ritual. This is your execution trigger. It is not a long list. It is one work bolt you will strike. Examples of one essential tasks. For a salesperson, call the lead with the highest likelihood of conversion and propose a specific agreement. For a founder, complete the investor deck's financial slide and send it to a targeted list of investors. For a freelancer, finalize and deliver the draft that unlocks the next milestone payment. For a content creator, publish the video that is designed to convert into your offer. Write that task at the top of your paper, circle it, sign next to it, begin at time. Treat that start time as sacred. Your morning ritual exists to align you emotionally and cognitively, so that when you begin with force. Now a short example to ground the method. Rockefeller had a frugal, structured approach to time. He guarded his mornings and made decisions with careful intention. Carnegie emphasized reading, networking, and a relentless focus on value delivery. Edison iterated. He tested, failed, adjusted, because he valued output over perfect plans. None of them promised overnight miracles. Their continuity of action produced compound results. A modern micro-anecdote. A software founder I coached committed to this kind of morning ritual. 3 minutes of visualization, a 2-line handwritten contract, and then the one essential task, finish the pitch deck's 2 slides that mattered most. He doubled down on that ritual for 60 days. He did not become an instant billionaire. What changed was his clarity and speed in decision-making. Opportunities that require immediate responses started landing in front of someone who was ready to act. That readiness compounds. It makes the difference between a near miss and signing a contract.
There is a temptation to make the ritual elaborate. 30 minutes of yoga, 20 minutes of journaling, cold shower, supplements, etc. Those things can help, but the ritual I am giving you is surgical and minimal. It creates a protected mental state and converts it to immediate action. The worst outcome is ritual as procrastination. Ritual is not the end, it's the preface for the fight. Guard your morning like a vault. That means one more thing, social shielding. For the first block after your ritual, call it the first hour. Limit exposure to people who will drain your energy. You do not need to be rude, you need to be strategic. Silence notifications, put your devices in another room if possible, and inform your most immediate circle about your focused period. If you are a founder in an office, schedule the focused block when your team is least likely to interrupt you. If you are managing family responsibilities, set expectations about your morning time. One more small but underrated technique. Use a brief physical anchor to reinforce your mental claim. It can be a specific mug you only use after you finish your one essential task, or a small coin you place in your pocket during deep work. These ritual objects create micro-rewards that condition your brain to value completion. Now, let's rehearse the full flow one more time, in short commands, so you can memorize the sequence. Don't open your eyes. Visualize the finished result in high definition. Hold the feeling. Create the tiny action movie. Sit up. Mirror declarations, 3 firm sentences. Posture, shoulders back, breath deep. Handwrite the present tense contract with a specific number, date, and exchange. Name probable failures and write one contingency for each. Read one strategic page or simulate a mastermind question. Identify the one essential task and write your start time. Shield your morning. Begin. When you begin, attack that one essential task with aggressive time-boxed focus. Use the Pomodoro if you need a structure. 25 minutes total immersion, 5 minutes rest, but make the first session uninterrupted. No email, no social double-checking. Aim to produce a measurable outcome in that session. A proposal sent, a chapter drafted, a talk outline completed. The point is to create forward momentum that compounds across the day. Here is a concrete schedule you can try tomorrow. 000003, stillness and visualization with eyes closed. 0003-0006, mirror declaration and posture work. 0006-0012, handwritten contract and contingency lines. 0012-00120, high-quality input or simulated mastermind. 0020-0040, start the one essential task and perform the first uninterrupted work block. Adjust times to fit your life, but keep the sequence intact. Consistency matters more than duration. Now, let me challenge you on one dangerous pattern, ritual without execution. I call it morning theater.
You can fill your morning with elaborate routines and still avoid the uncomfortable work that produces income and influence. The routine is the instrument, the action is the strike. To avoid theater, make the one essential task non-negotiable. If you have 2 hours, reserve the first hour for the ritual and the second for execution. If you have 20 minutes, compress the ritual and still do 10 minutes of focused work. You must also protect sexual and vital energy in a practical sense. This is not mystical talk. It's about prioritizing activities that conserve focus early in the day. Overstimulation, aimless scrolling, or early evening habits that crash your sleep will compromise the morning state. Guard your sleep hygiene. Deep, sufficient sleep is the soil where this ritual grows. Remove the things that pollute it. Now think about accountability. A private contract is strong. A public promise is stronger. Earlier, I asked you to type a phrase in the comments if this moment resonates. That public act matters because social commitment increases the likelihood of follow-through. If you chose not to comment, that's fine. Instead, you can send one text to a trusted peer. Starting tomorrow, I'm doing a focused morning ritual. I'll report back on day 5. Set the expectation. Make it small and specific. This is where many people think the method ends. Do the ritual and repeat. But the true power is in incremental refinement. At the end of each week, review the handwritten notes. Did your one essential task move the needle? Did your contingency plans work? Modify the goal if necessary, but never lose the habit of committing in ink. There is a principle I want to press now, the kilometer extra. It is simple. Do a little more than required on the critical task. If your one essential task is to send 5 proposals, send 6. If it's to finish a chapter, write 1 extra paragraph that ties the narrative together. That extra unit compounds. It signals to you and to the market that you are not merely competent, you are relentless. Hill called it persistence. Modern entrepreneurs call it marginal gains. Both describe the same behavior, small daily overperformance that becomes unassailable advantage. Another short example. Imagine 2 consultants who both deliver good work. One finishes to spec. The other finishes to spec and adds an unexpected bonus, a 1-page improvement plan. Which one builds a business? The extra mile is the difference between repeat clients and one-off gigs. As you prepare to begin your first execution block, a crucial piece remains unspoken, the quality of intention. Intention without clarity makes noise. Clarity without action makes ideas sterile. This ritual fuses both, precise goal plus immediate move. It's a cycle. Ritual seeds clarity, clarity chooses action, action produces learning, learning refines the ritual. You might be wondering about time management tools and whether to track every minute.
Use the simplest instrument that works. For many, a single paper notebook is the best. It contains your contract, your daily one essential task, and the small contingencies you need. It's portable and hard to ignore. Digital tools are fine if you use them sparingly. Set them to serve your morning, not to hijack it. A final note before you begin the first true work block. Humility and audacity must coexist. Audacity gives you permission to set a bold number. Humility keeps you honest about the deliverables. Do not set unrealistic targets that require no actual work. Instead, set targets that feel bold but achievable with daily disciplined output. Take a breath. Feel the charge. You have the contract on the paper in front of you. You have named the obstacle and a plan to bypass it. The one essential task sits circled. You have shielded the hour. This is where the ritual hands you the baton. Stand up, move to your workspace, or bring the notebook where you will attack the task. Close the door to distractions. Start your timer. Begin with one clear action that will produce the smallest measurable forward step. For example, if you are preparing a proposal, open a clean document and write the single-sentence value proposition that will crown the proposal. If you are cold calling, pull the phone list to the top and call the highest probability lead. As you put pen to paper or finger to keys, keep the image you created in the first 3 minutes alive in the periphery of your mind. Let it be your North Star. Work for one deep block. When you are done with that block, assess swiftly. Did the output move you toward the number you wrote? If yes, double down. If no, find the smallest correction and iterate. You are not finished yet. The first battle has started and your discipline is being tested now. The ritual created readiness. Execution will test your willingness to follow through. The next segment, the days that follow this morning, will be where persistence either compounds or dissipates. Keep your handwritten contract at hand. Reopen it on moments of discouragement. Return to the image you painted when the alarm rings tomorrow. But before you go all in, hold this tension. You have initiated the mechanism. You have not yet proven its compounding power. Real transformation requires repetition across weeks and months. What you are doing today is necessary but not sufficient. That is the truth of progress. The real test is not this morning's clarity. It is the 1,000 mornings after, when your hand still writes the contract and your eyes still refuse the phone. Now, set the timer and begin your one essential task. Attack it as if the day depends on it.
because in the economy of high leverage, some days indeed do. Your first outcome today will be small, measurable, and irreversible. A sent message, a recorded lesson, a signed line. Produce that outcome and schedule the next small decisive action on the same paper. Keep the ritual short.
Keep the execution long. You start. The first minutes are clean. The phone is off. The door is closed. Your pen scratches the paper. The contract is signed. You breathe. Your heart rate steadies. Somewhere near the end of the block, a difficult thought will arrive. A temptation to justify delay, to fix one more minor detail, to tell yourself another morning will be better. Notice it. Label it. Return to the action. There will be a moment, perhaps in 15 or 30 minutes, when the work feels too hard or when progress slips. This is the exact moment persistence is measured. If you push past it, you earn momentum. If you stop, you lose it. Decide now what you will do when that moment arrives. Will you take a 5-minute walk and return? Will you call your accountability partner? Will you reduce the task to the smallest forward motion and commit to that? Make the decision now. Write a contingency line next to your one essential task. If resistance strikes, do X. Then place your pen down and begin the action you promised. You placed your pen down and began the action you promised. Good. Keep going. The first minutes of work will feel honest. The pen gave your intention weight. The first keystroke made it real. But now the ritual's true exam begins. The moment resistance shows its face. Expect it. Name it. Defeat it with the exact tactics you wrote beside the task. When resistance comes, respond with structure. If your contingency line says, if resistance strikes, work for 5 minutes only, do that. 5 minutes is cheap. It's a surgical promise to the self that bypasses argument. Start the 5 minutes and do only the smallest forward motion that counts. If that still feels hard, reduce it further. 1 minute of focus toward one micro step. The goal is to rupture inertia. Motion creates momentum. Use time boxes to protect attention. A simple pattern works. 50 minutes focused, 10 minutes reset, or 25-5 if you prefer microburst intensity. When the timer starts, it's sacred. No checking, no renegotiation. Treat the blocked time as a meeting with your future self. Missing it wastes a resource you cannot earn back. Now expand the ritual beyond the morning to create a rhythm the world recognizes. At noon, assess progress on 2 quick questions. Did the one essential task move forward measurably? If yes, how much? If no, why not? Then set a corrective micro-action for the next work block. At the end of the day, write 1 sentence in your notebook. Today's measurable forward was, and tomorrow's one move is. These 2 lines close the loop and convert information into learning. You will need a weekly review. At the end of each week, pull your contracts and your circled 1 essential tasks. Ask 3 simple questions. Which action created the most forward motion? What obstacle recurred? What single change will I make next week? Record the answers in ink. Make 1 change and test it for a full week.
The habit of testing small changes is what compounds. It's not introspection without correction. It's corrective iteration. Now, let's give you more practical language to use. Mirror declarations and contract templates tailored to different roles. Use them. Speak them. Own them. Mirror declarations. Short, present tense, believable. I am the person who closes the deals I start. I deliver $75,000 of value this year through coaching and courses. I ship what matters before I seek approval. I protect my morning and attack the hardest task first. Longer identity anchors for deeper work. I am a decisive leader who creates clarity in chaos. I make 1 decisive move each morning that moves my business forward. I am accountable to my goals and I honor my commitments in ink. I am a creator of measurable outcomes. The work I ship solves problems and attracts compensation. My priorities are ruthlessly simple. Handwritten contract templates. Adopt the exact structure but personalize with numbers and deliverables. Template A. Revenue commitment. I, your name, am earning blank amount by blank date. I will deliver blank specific product or service to blank target audience and will complete blank deliverable as the primary exchange. My 1 essential task today is blank exact task. Initials blank date. Template B. Launch commitment. I, your name, commit to launching blank product or service by blank date and achieving blank metric, example, X pre-sales or Y signups. I will deliver blank list of deliverables. Today I will complete blank task. Contingency if delayed, blank action. Initials blank date. Template C. Skill plus income mix. I, your name, am increasing my hourly rate to blank rate by blank date by delivering measurable results for clients. Today I will, blank task. Measure of success, example,
sign one client or deliver one demo, initials, blank date. Writing in these formats forces you to match ambition with deliverable. The what you will deliver in exchange line keeps you honest and avoids magical thinking. Now, concrete examples of one essential tasks across professions so you can see the translation from ritual to action. Freelancer, graphic design. Finalize and export the client's mockup, write a 2-sentence explanation of design choices and email for approval. Outcome, unlock next milestone payment. SaaS founder, finalize the pricing slide and email 5 targeted potential beta customers with a clear value proposition and meeting ask. Outcome, validate willingness to pay. Coach/consultant, draft a 1-page offer with clear outcomes and 3 testimonials, send it to the top 5 leads with a calendar link. Outcome, convert first paid client. Sales professional, send a bespoke proposal to the lead with the highest probability of closing, include a clear next step and a deadline. Outcome, move a deal to signed. Content creator, publish a converting post or video with one direct call to action to your service or product.
Outcome, measure signups or leads. Product manager, prioritize the bug or feature that improves conversion by the highest margin. Push a release or deploy a fix. Outcome, increase funnel conversion. In every example, the pattern is identical. Identify the smallest measurable action that delivers value in exchange for payment or progress. Then attack it. Let me give you 2 more short, true-to-form micro-anecdotes, because examples teach faster than principles alone. A consultant I worked with committed to this exact ritual. Her one essential task every morning was send 3 tailored outreach emails to high-fit prospects. For 2 months, she did nothing else until she had 2 calls booked each week. She didn't become wealthy overnight. She became visible. Visibility created options. Options became negotiations. Her income grew because she converted more often, faster. The crucial part wasn't some lucky email. It was the habit of reliably starting each day with a revenue-producing action. A software founder used the ritual differently. His one essential task was to finish the 3 core slides investors asked for. He wrote his contract, protected his mornings, and executed. Within weeks, his responses to investor queries improved because he had clear, testable slides ready. He closed the meeting stage faster because his clarity reduced back and forth. Clarity converted time into money. Both stories illustrate the same point. It's not magic. It is disciplined alignment of internal state and external action. Now, address the messy reality. You will miss days. Life will intervene. Illness, family demands, all of it. What matters is the return strategy. When you miss a day, do not moralize. Execute an immediate repair plan. A condensed ritual that takes 5 minutes. Visualize, say 2 declarations, write 1 line. Then do a 15-minute focused sprint on your one essential task. Repair quickly, return to normal the next day. Guilt is a time thief. Action is the cure. Social shielding deserves more tactical detail because this is where routine meets reality. Protecting your morning requires communicating boundaries. Use these scripts. To household members, I have a focused morning block from time to time. It's when I do my most important work. I will be available after time. If there's an emergency, call me. Otherwise, please text. To a team, I am protected from meetings, days to times. Schedule collaborative work after this period. If something urgent arises, mark it urgent and will respond within time frame. To clients or partners, use an autoresponder during deep work hours. Thanks for reaching out. I'm in a focused work block until time. If this is urgent, mark the subject urgent. Otherwise, I'll respond promptly after time. Small scripts like these set expectations and reduce intrusion. They also model leadership. People will test your boundaries. If you bend, they keep testing.
Conserve your focus like a top performer and be precise about what that means. When I say guard sexual and vital energy, do not read it as mystical. Read it as managing stimuli that hijack your attention. Late-night binging, compulsive scrolling, excessive novelty consumption in the evening, they all reduce the clarity you can access in the morning. Replace high-stimuli evening habits with habits that prime restorative sleep, a concise reading ritual, low-stimulation creative planning, a short walk, or a light stretch. Test the trade-off, 2 weeks of early sleep, 2 weeks of late-night scrolling. Count your productive mornings and the quality of decisions. Let evidence guide you. You also must manage the temptation to weaponize willpower alone. Willpower is a limited resource. Build environments that reduce reliance on it. Place your phone across the room at night. Use a basic blue light filter and a consistent sleep schedule. Keep your notebook and a pen by the bed so the handwritten contract is convenient. Make the one essential task visible on a sticky note by your desk.
Next, practical ways to scale the ritual without losing its simplicity. As you build consistency for 30 to 90 days, add one improved practice at a time. Examples. Month 1, nail the 0 to 40-minute sequence every weekday. Month 2, add a weekly mastermind conversation, 30 minutes with a peer to review your contracts. Month 3, run a 90-day goal cycle with 3 milestones. Measure progress at the end of each fortnight. The mastermind can be informal and powerful. It doesn't need a formal group. Find one person who asks hard questions and schedule a 15 to 30-minute weekly check-in. Use this quick agenda. What did you commit to? What progress did you make? What obstacles blocked you? What is your one essential task for next week? The accountability effect is enormous because it externalizes your commitment. Let us walk through an exact 10-day starter plan you can implement tomorrow. It's designed for rapid habit formation with minimal friction. Day 1, follow the full ritual. Stillness, visualization, mirror declarations, one handwritten contract, identify one essential task, 20-minute execution block. Day 2, repeat the ritual, shorten the visualizing to 90 seconds if needed, but still do handwritten contract review and execution. Day 3, same as day 2, add a 5-minute review at day's end. Did the one essential task move progress? Day 4 to 6, keep the ritual, extend the execution block to 30 to 40 minutes, mark results in the notebook. Day 7, weekly review. Ask the 3 questions, one change for next week. Day 8 to 10, repeat with the single change implemented. Note whether the change improved measurable output. This microcycle creates feedback quickly and trains you to iterate. Now a short exploration of the psychology at play so you can outsmart your worst impulses.
There are 3 mental moves that sabotage high performers. The illusion of preparation. I need more time to prepare, then I'll do the work. Fix, reduce your prep to the bare minimum and launch. Force the first imperfect iteration. Refinements follow. The perfection trap. It must be perfect before any outreach. Fix, set a quality threshold that is good enough and commit to one improvement per cycle. The hero complex. I will sacrifice everything for the task and burn out later. Fix, measure output per unit of energy and diversify recovery strategies. Aim for a sustainable high. Replace those traps with concrete counter habits. A 1-minute launch rule. Publish the draft, send the email. A 5-minute polish limit. Polish only what increases conversion materially. And a weekly non-negotiable recovery ritual. A short walk, a social call, a hobby window. These counter habits prevent the ritual from becoming a masochistic grind. Let's deepen the mastermind simulation you perform each morning. Use this 5-question script to simulate what your best mentor would ask. 1. What measurable result are you pursuing this week? 2. What is the smallest action that would produce that result? 3. What is your timeline for that action? 4. Who could amplify your result if you invited them to help? 5. What is the single risk that will stop you, and what's your contingency? Answer these aloud to yourself in the morning, or write them in one line. Honest answers to these questions will shape clarity into decisive moves. Now, a short tactical list of low-tech tools to support the ritual, each one chosen because it reduces friction. A simple lined notebook dedicated to contracts and daily tasks. A ballpoint pen that writes smoothly. Small tactile pleasure matters. A cheap kitchen timer or a focus timer app with a single button start. A dedicated working mug that only comes out after you've completed the one essential task. A physical object, a coin, a stone, placed on your desk only during deep work blocks. These small anchors create neuroassociations that shorten decision time. The more you repeat the sequence with the same objects, the less cognitive load is required to start. You will encounter people who disbelieve the method because of a lack of immediate dramatic results. They will say routine is useless unless it moves planets overnight. Ignore them. The method is intentionally unsexy. It is loyal to the long game. The compounding effect is boring to watch, but catastrophic in outcome. A steady 1% improvement daily compounds into transformative advantage over months and years. To make the abstraction concrete, improving one small behavior each day by marginal amounts stacks into a drastically different outcome year over year. This is not mystical. It's arithmetic and discipline aligning. Now, a second micro-anecdote and a lesson on the metered risk approach.
An entrepreneur I mentored was paralyzed by fear of launching a premium offer. He wrote a contract, $30,000 by December 1st through a pilot cohort of 6 clients.
He protected his mornings, wrote daily, and performed the one essential task: 5 targeted outreach messages per day to fit clients. He tested pricing, adjusted messaging, and launched. 2 months later, he secured 3 clients and refined the funnel. The lesson: the contract imposed a meter of risk that made the work non-optional. Risk that is metered, concrete, bounded, and accountable drives action. Your handwritten contract should create the kind of pressure that motivates but does not destroy. Now, how to handle mornings when you are traveling, jet-lagged, or parenting babies. Adaptation matters. The core principles remain. Preserve stillness, create a micro-visualization, speak 2 declarations, and do a 5 to 10 minute focused action. You can compress. If you have 15 minutes in an airport, do a short version. Breathe, visualize the end state, write 1 line, and do a micro action. Send 1 email. The sequence is flexible in duration, but rigid in order. Let's talk about cultural friction. You may exist in a workplace or family system that does not honor solitude. Begin small and model boundaries slowly. Start by protecting 30 minutes once per week, then expand. Share the results of those protected blocks with stakeholders. Show them the outcomes. People respond to results. Your protected morning becomes easier to defend when it produces visible benefits. You need systems for momentum beyond discipline. Create a 2-tier accountability architecture. Tier 1, daily private commitment, the handwritten contract and the circled 1 essential task. Tier 2, weekly public accountability, a 15 to 30-minute call with an accountability partner or small group. Share wins, setbacks, and the 1 essential task for the coming week. Combine both tiers and watch the odds of follow-through rise dramatically. Social systems are leverage. Now a short tactical checklist to diagnose poor mornings so you can iterate. Did you sleep enough? If not, prioritize sleep before any growth hack. Did you protect stillness? If not, remove immediate digital access. Was your visualization specific? If not, rewrite the end state with sensory details. Was your contract specific and measurable? If not, rewrite it with numbers and deliverables. Did you begin a measurable action? If not, choose the smallest task and do it now. Now a brief set of scripts for handling interruptions without surrendering the morning. If a family member interrupts, I have 30 focused minutes. Can this wait until time? If it is urgent, tell me and I'll handle it now. If email pings, ignore until the first block is complete. Use an autoresponder for non-urgent senders. If a call is scheduled during the protected block, reschedule it politely and offer a constrained alternative time.
This is discipline. It is not rudeness. It is selective responsiveness. I will now offer another set of sample handwritten contracts and mirror declarations, this time specifically crafted to be used for different timelines: 1 week, 1 quarter, and 1 year. Use the format, but keep the content credible given your current capacity. 1 week contract. I, MAME, will earn small amount this week by completing specific deliverable. I will spend X focused blocks this week on outreach and deliver number of demos. If I miss 2 blocks, my contingency is e.g. extra block on Saturday, initials, date.
4. Decide on tomorrow's one essential task now and write it on a small card. 5. Visualize the finished result for 60 seconds. See it, feel it, hear it. Then say one mere declaration quietly. 6. Sleep with the card visible. In the morning, do the ritual exactly as practiced. This rehearsal reduces friction and primes your brain to expect the sequence. It makes waking smoother and decision load lighter. A final word on humility and audacity. Set bold, testable goals. Write them in ink. Protect your mornings. Execute the one essential task daily. Then, when the numbers change, give credit to the accumulation of small, consistent moves, rather than luck. The compound effect will earn you results faster than morale lectures or sporadic bursts of intensity. But the pace of real change is built on countless small acts repeated without fanfare. That is where the phrase in the title lands. Start your day like this and watch your life change faster than you imagine. Not because the world owes you anything, but because you have intentionally aligned your inner state with a disciplined sequence that forces action and learning. Now, one last test. Tomorrow morning when your alarm rings, you will have 3 options: surrender to reaction, lounge in indecision, or forge a deliberate first move. You already know what forging looks like. You have practiced the sequence, written the contract, and started the task. The rest is execution. If this message landed with you, use the instrument of public accountability you chose earlier. If you posted that phrase in the comments, good. Keep that small social promise as a nudge. If you did not, consider sending a text to a trusted person. Starting tomorrow, I protect my morning and attack my one essential task at time. I will report progress on day 5. Do the absolute minimum to externalize the commitment. If you want a daily reminder to stay in the fight, if you want more tactical templates and guided micro-routines to test, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. This channel will give you short drills and longer practices designed to keep your morning sacred and your execution relentless. When your alarm rings tomorrow, choose to build rather than to bow. Start your day like this and then keep doing it. Your life will not change by magic. It will change because you now move first, deliberately, repeatedly, and with a metric in hand. That compound motion is how momentum becomes leverage and leverage becomes transformation. Go do the work.